This is episode number 91. This week we cover in our movie of the week, Reminiscence. But before getting into it, as always, I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
So, guys, outside of our movie of the week this week, I heard that you guys went to go see The Room again.
Yes.
But this time you brought spoons.
Oh, yeah. And did
How
we bring them?
How much more did it enhance your experience?
I mean, it was still a good experience whether you bring spoons or not, because usually the crowd is the type of crowd where if you don't have spoons, you're gonna get spoons from someone.
Yeah.
Whether they offer it or whether they just land in your lap.
And then you just continue the tradition.
Yeah, except we hoarded all of ours.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see anyone who looked like they were lacking spoons, so otherwise I would have.
I see. And then I also heard you guys had met somebody there.
Not me.
Oh. Yes.
Tell them all about it, Ben.
Me, Letty, Keith, and Darren got to meet Greg Sestero.
Wait, isn't he Mock?
Yes, hi, Mock.
Wait, my question is, Stu was at this. Why didn't he get to meet Mock?
Because I was holding the seats down. So that Ben could fulfill his lifelong dream of meeting Greg Sestero and letting Darren get a half hug from him.
Yeah. Darren also said, I don't want to meet Greg Sestero. And then he hugged him. And then he fucking hugged him.
Did he say that to his face?
That part is the most chef's kiss part for me about the whole situation. Is that Darren didn't necessarily want to go until Ben dragged him over there, and then Darren's the one who gets the half hug.
And he's like, yeah, it was pretty worth it to go.
I mean, it was worth it for me just to have this story.
Thanks, Darren.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us on another.
If you're listening, Darren, go fuck yourself.
Wait, how come he only half hugged Darren? Is it because Darren said I didn't want to meet you?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
He took it. He took it personally.
And he goes, "I'm going to break the ice."
He just knows who his real fans are,
even if they don't want to meet him.
Well, they're probably his real fans because they're like an accidental real fan, right? Those are the only real fans.
Only fans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Those are his only fans.
Well, Stu, you are the true hero for holding down the seats. So that
yeah, you're welcome. Nobody thanks Stuart for saving the seats.
Thanks, Sean, for saving the seats.
Okay.
Thank you, Keith, the frontliner, holding down all the seats
Keith,
for everybody.
for not getting popcorn, even though I asked him to.
I got popcorn.
Yeah, but you ate it all.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you, I got it. You didn't ask me to share it. You just asked me to get it, and I did.
Did you get popcorn? Yeah, I have popcorn.
He's like, no, I got this 2-week-old pizza slice instead.
Well, I don't understand why he got it. We were staring at it. It was in one of those little stupid carousel things, out in the front, right? The fucking slices of pizza. And you could tell right away, it looks like fucking cardboard. It looks like a DiGiorno pizza that's been cooked halfway on top of a slice of cardboard, and he still got it.
Wait,
even though
Keith?
I had clearly asked him, "Hey Keith, get popcorn," as I was holding the seats, and he's like, "Okay, popcorn," and then he comes back with a slice of pizza and acts like I never even asked him.
Hey, do you remember that time we were helping me move that desk? And then,
I was like, wait, what did I say? Time out?
You were moving your fucking desk off of your truck, and you're at the bottom catching the desk, and Keith was on your truck bed, lowering it off, and it was pretty through the day, and you guys were pretty tired, and you said that you wanted to take a break.
Yeah, it was time out.
Yeah, time out to Keith. He's like, oh, okay, time out.
He just
shoves the desk.
And he just goes full speed. What the?
All right, full power, right?
How is he a nurse?
How many cc's? Whatever. Here we go.
Wait, how many cc's? Is that 4 syringes? Well, Keith,
but it was fun.
Thank you for that.
It was fun. It was good. It actually we did get a little special treat that I wasn't expecting, which was, I guess, an additional Q&A.
Oh,
Yeah,
Right,
that was really cool.
right before the room started, which we didn't show up for the first one, but we got to ask questions. I got to ask him a question, so I did have an interaction with him, so that
Ooh.
was cool.
you guys have created a bond beyond just physical touch. You
Yeah,
guys have really exchanged souls.
But it did his listening to him talk about the movie and answering all the questions inspired me to go buy his book.
Ooh.
So hopefully I'll be reading that soon.
So you actually got the Disaster Artist?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wait, so Tommy Wiseau was there answering questions?
No, Greg Sestero.
Oh, okay. He's the one who wrote
He wrote the book.
Okay. I was, for some reason, I was like, wait.
Come on, Tommy, write the book. Come on.
Can it?
Also, I gotta say, through that Q&A, like half of the good part was like listening to, you know, all his stories and anecdotes about like the room and like his life. The other great part about it was just him imitating Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
He had a really good.
He has a good impression of Tommy.
Yeah.
I guess for those who are uninitiated about The Room, do you think it's best to watch The Room, then The Disaster Artist, and then go to one of these? Is that the proper order?
I would say you could probably just not. I mean, it's not important to watch Disaster Artist to enjoy the Room experience, I feel. But I feel like you should watch The Room beforehand.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Stu on this. It's interesting because we went to another friend's birthday party the next day, and she was a really big fan of The Room. And there was someone at the party asking, like, "Oh, hey, you know, like on the 11th, should I go to that? I've never seen The Room before." And she flat out said, "No, you shouldn't." Like, she's taken multiple people to see The Room showing, and they've all hated it. Without seeing The Room beforehand.
Because they're like, I can't pay attention to what's
happening. I can't follow the story. Maybe this would be a good movie if everyone would shut up.
Yeah, what happened to cancer? Did they really let all the cancer out?
What happened to Denny? What was he getting into?
Chris
Did they ever finish?
What happened to Chris
Who won the game of tuxedo football? Who? The I don't know. Other than that, okay.
Definitely recommend it for anyone listening who has seen The Room and wants to go see it in theaters. Definitely go if you see a showing, go to it. You'll enjoy it.
If you're anywhere local, the Frida has it on the 11th.
Yep.
So, yeah, check that out. Outside of that, guys, anything else this weekend? Or last weekend?
Oh, well, I mean, since we had a little week break after last week, I actually have watched quite a few things.
Ooh.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I just because I was watching a scary movie. I watched 3 and then I watched 2.
You mean like actually scary movie?
Yeah, scary movie.
Okay.
Marlon Wayne's Brothers.
Okay. Woo!
Not a scary movie. But yeah, that was it's always a good time. Shoot, I know I watched a bunch of other stuff too. One thing I did start watching just because you'll probably be like, huh? Because I've never seen it before, is I started watching Sopranos.
Huh?
Cool time.
Gobbledygook.
Wait, how many seasons of The Sopranos are there?
There's like 8 or something.
Damn. Do you enjoy it so far? How far are you into it?
I think I'm almost done with the first season, and I am enjoying it so far.
There is a spin-off movie that is coming out.
That's kind of why I started watching it, because I was like, oh, I should. I know it's like one of those shows where it's like everyone is like knows this
Breaking
show.
Bad. This is kind of like one of them, right? Like this is.
Yeah.
It's 6 seasons, by the way.
It's only 6 seasons. I thought it was 8.
6.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easier for me.
So, okay. Well, I'm sure eventually at some point when that thing starts coming out, I'll be like, all right, well, Walking Dead, I'm finally completely caught up on. Maybe I need to find something else to watch. Wait, Stu, did you get a chance to watch any of the Mighty Ducks Game Changers?
I have not.
Okay. No, I was going to ask.
Was that our homework? I didn't do it.
No, I know that you had expressed interest because you realized that I wasn't
was
just making it up. Ben, anything for you?
Yeah, I watched 2.5 movies. I watched The Night House, which was our other movie that we were going to watch, but I have a feeling that we didn't because it's a scary movie.
Oh,
and
what?
Hey,
David,
I asked if we were doing
I
it.
actually
and David
didn't remember
said no.
what the movie was.
Go on.
I was looking on my app. I was like, okay, what time should I book it? Well, let me make sure we're actually doing this. And then David's like,
David
no.
conveniently forgot what it was.
Yeah.
What movie? We're watching another movie? Oh, okay.
Boop, boop, beep, boop.
So we actually ended up watching this the first week because we had the choice between Reminiscence and Night House, and Lady's like, "Hell no, I want to watch Night House." I'm like, "Well, I can't argue with that."
You want to watch Wolverine?
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't really want to watch Wolverine. I wanted to watch Person in a Scary Night House, and I really, really like that movie. It's been a while since I've seen a good horror movie.
Damn it.
The ending was like, it was kind of hit and miss with some people. I liked it, but I could definitely see how some people might not like it. But it was really good. Like I've been to quite a few horror movies recently where I'm just like, it was all right. But it's been a while since I've been to one where a jump scare got me. I don't get got, but I got.
got.
Like, it was so bad that I actually had that feeling where I, let out a yelp and I had to hold myself back, and it was too late, kind of thing. You're just like, ah! But yeah, man, I still think about that jump scare. It's not like, terrifying or anything, but the way they did it was just like, damn, that was good.
Damn it, I knew I should have gone to see it. Fucking David.
Yeah, David and Rebecca Hall. Yeah, she really carried that movie with just being
see
super.
it without me remembering what.
Well, now I have to go watch 2 movies this week.
Yeah, David.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because everyone's just got 2.5 hours to spend just growing on trees over here.
5
David.
hours, 2.5 Cincos.
Wow. Just pulling words out of your ass. But yeah, I definitely highly recommend that movie. Definitely one of my favorites of 2021 so far. Now, the other movie I watch, well, I watched this 1.5 times. I have 2 other separate movie nights that I watch with some friends, and these 2 groups of people are completely independent of each other.
They both wanted to see Space Jam.
They don't know each other.
Well, I mean, they know of each other, but they're pretty separate, Mm-hmm. So they both chose to watch this same movie independent of each other, which was The Paper Tigers. Have you guys heard of that movie?
Is that something about China?
Yeah, kinda, not really. It's about
martial arts.
Gun fu. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's I'll read you the brief synopsis here.
3 middle-aged men polish their martial arts skills to avenge their fallen master.
Yeah, that one. Now, it's an American movie. It's on Netflix right now if you want to see it, and it's been getting a lot of hype recently. It was kind of interesting to watch just because it's one of those movies that's like a lot of cool, great ideas, but actually one of the things I think held the movie back was its budget. Like, it is really, really low budget. It had great performances. The fight choreography was great. It had some pretty good jokes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it had some pretty good laughs. And surprisingly, like, it had some really neat ideas for shots. But like, the story was like okay. The scenery was like, what the fuck? You just rent out like an event space at a hotel or something, and like the music sounds like it was made on GarageBand. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I would recommend at least one watch.
Wow, I'm reading a little bit about the backstory that they were offered $4 million to create this movie and suggested that one of the leads should be Bruce Willis instead of who they actually had, and they also wrote a role for Nicolas Cage. And
oh shit! That just reminded me.
What?
Sorry,
Pig?
That was the big one that I watched. Pig.
Oh, you watched Pig?
Yeah.
How was it?
It's pretty great.
Oh fuck!
Believe the hype.
Oh man, Okay, I gotta watch it. All right.
Yeah, so essentially, Paper Tigers was funded by a Kickstarter campaign.
Huh. Yeah, I could definitely see it.
About $1 million is their budget. Is what
Wow, they
got.
took a quarter of it. I think they were right in sticking with their guns. As much as I like Nick Cage, I don't know about Bruce Willis. Unfortunately, Bruce Willis is kind of his career is shaping to be something undesirable at this moment.
He has Die Hard. He will always have Die Hard.
Yeah,
Well,
got
he has
the
Die Hard then, but like right now,
Die Hard royalty checks.
Yep.
Hey, dude! Every Christmas,
Yeah.
everybody watches
TBS, TNT,
TBS, TNT. Yep.
USA. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What other 3-letter acronyms
Yeah.
can we come up?
AMC,
ABC, AMC,
USA, UPN,
QPN,
BET.
yeah, BET.
Bruce Entertainment
It's-
Television.
they just on BET they just play Die Hard with a Vengeance and cut all of Bruce Willis's parts out.
Wow.
So it's just Samuel L. Jackson. Or like when he's interacting with Bruce Willis, they just zoom in on Samuel L. Jackson.
Just come out frame.
All right.
Blackheart
For me,
with
the
a
only-
Vengeance.
Yeah, I think the only update is wait, Stu. When did you stop watching Walking Dead?
I mean, after the last season or the season, I don't know. After what season are they on now?
They're on 11. They're at the
Jesus,
they're
probably
last
like 8, I guess.
one. Oh, okay.
Basically,
That makes
before
sense.
the spoiler that Ben had.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
let me reiterate what that spoiler
Hey,
was.
hey. I am requesting that Stu eventually catch up because I would like to
Oh,
talk about it
fine.
while it's
God.
happening. Yeah, thanks, Stu. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and move over to our box office breakdown before he changes his mind. All right, at number 1. Wait, that was last week. All right, number 1, Candyman with 22 million. Number 2, Free Guy at 13. Number 3, Paw Patrol the movie, 6.6 million. Number
Sweet.
4, Jungle Cruise. Number 5, Don't Breathe 2. Number 6, Respect. Number 7, The Suicide Squad. Number 8, The Protege. Number 9, The Night House. And then number 10, Old. So Reminiscence actually fell out of the top 10 2 weeks in to
Before
the
we
release.
even got to it.
Actually, here's the thing: is they actually released at number 9 last
Oh.
week.
Well, it was also on streaming, so
That's true, but they've pulled in a whopping $3.5 million in general. I don't know what their budget is, but I'm pretty sure it's
3.5 million total
total.
since they released.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I think that's the only way they would have been able to save this movie. Some other things some other movie news that came out. We had the release of Riri Williams, who will be played by Dominique Thorne, aka Ironheart. Chris Pine was announced that that he will be joining the MCU.
Wait. I thought that one was a rumor.
Okay, fine. It's the
MCU
same thing.
have enough Chris's.
Well, he wants to complete the others after having 3. He wants the 4th.
Okay.
Right, Chris is the last Chris.
The CCU.
Yeah. the
Chris
Chris
Cinematic
Universe. So there was a couple of options that were thrown out there, possibly Nova, Cyclops, Mr. Fantastic. Which one do you think would fit for him?
I don't think he would fit as a Cyclops.
Mr. Fantastic, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see that.
Interestingly,
Or what about... Oh, wait, no.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. That's not him. Shut up, Ben. Jesus.
Speaking of Cyclops, there's a rumor also that Henry, I don't know how to say his last name, Cavill, is possibly getting casted as Cyclops for MCU.
What about... I feel like I can see Chris Pine as like maybe Gambit.
Ooh, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
With
I
that
feel like he
Creole
has like
accent?
the swagger for it. You
Yeah.
know?
Hey, mon chéri.
He
I
just
am
needs to
still-
get that southern or that what is it, the Cajun
Creole?
or Creole
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
I know this probably won't fit that well, but I kind of hope that Channing Tatum still gets the role after all these years.
What, Gambit?
Yeah, because that was like one of the roles that he was like really pushing for.
He was really pining for.
Oh wow! All right. right, this has been Dos and Acid.
Well, speaking of other notable rumors, Keanu Reeves at one point was in talks with Kevin Feige to be offered as one of the villains for one of the Spider-Man movies, as Kraven the Hunter. Does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah.
But apparently Keanu Reeves' favorite Marvel character is actually Wolverine. So would that be better?
He's just got to put on like 40 pounds of muscle, and he can play Old Man Logan.
So there's a list of potential Wolverines that people have mentioned. There's 10 of them. I'm going to name them, and you tell me which one out of the 10 you guys would prefer, since you can't have Hugh Jackman since he's in Reminiscence. Kit Harington, Tom Hardy, Taron Egerton from the new Kingsman movie, Scott Eastwood, Michael Huisman, Dario Naharis from Game of Thrones, Ewan Rion, who played Ramsay Bolton, Clive Standen from Rollo from Vikings. I've never seen that. Have you? No?
Never seen it.
Okay. Liam Hemsworth, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Justin Theroux. Out of those, who would you guys have preferred to take over for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine?
I'm still with my boy Taron Egerton.
Okay. What about you, Stu?
Let me see. Taron Egerton.
Well, he's looking that up. Mike Richards, who was supposed to be the new host of Jeopardy, got canceled because of a podcast he was on. Apparently made some sexist...
Dos and a Half Cinco's podcast.
Yeah, actually, that's funny because the name of the podcast was The Random Show. So they were able to... the cancel group canceled them? I don't even know what it's called. Cancel Army on Twitter.
Cancer, I think, is what they're
the people.
called.
The people have spoken.
Yeah.
So you were looking up Taron Egerton?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, going back and forth. Actually, when you said it, I was like, oh, okay. Because I see like a bearded picture of him now. I'm like, oh, okay. Is Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, apparently lots of MCU stuff also. Elijah Wood wants to be in the MCU. He says he wants to be in it, but I don't see a role for him. What would he be?
I think he could have like an odd role, like a side role, kind of similar
The
to
guy in the van, or the guy in the chair.
like Martin Freeman or something, nothing too involved, but somewhat in the MCU, because he does have like an appreciation for this kind of stuff, and I do like people who actually are interested in these roles. Like he's definitely talked multiple times about it, so why not?
I'm sorry, we don't have hobbits in the MCU. That's not part of it. I'm sorry. Okay, some other Disney related news. China drama for Shang-Chi, which is the movie of the week next. Yeah, so there was actually a Marvel character called Fu Manchu, who was supposed to play who was actually the father of Shang-Chi, but Marvel cut it because it's too racist. Shang-Chi is also going to be part of the new release schedule. They're trying, right? You know how like Black Widow, Cruella, and Jungle Cruise were all released simultaneously. They're actually going to do a 45-day release window for theater first, and then they're going to go to Disney Plus. Is this more along the like what you guys would have preferred versus what they did previously, or it doesn't matter to you guys?
I personally don't really care.
Okay.
45 days seems like a long time.
It's a month and a half of in theater only, and then it goes to streaming. But no premiere access fee. You will be able to see it for free. As part of it. Because I remember you guys were saying, right? If your friends are coming over, I'm not paying $30 to see this. So if you're willing to wait a month and a half, I guess if your friends want to come over to watch it on Disney Plus, they can stay at home and watch it there since it'll be free. Or you can go to the movie theater together. How about that as a compromise, Stu?
Yeah, I mean, because if you come over to my house, like I don't have nachos, I don't have popcorn, I don't have soda fountain.
Stu, you also didn't.
I don't have icy machine. I don't have an array of candies
where I have all the above.
No, you don't. Shut up.
And Crunch Bites and
all the chocolate treats that he can't eat.
And
They're locked in a closet that has an EpiPen that you need to get into it.
Breaking case of Ben.
and
Also,
ranch popcorn for some odd reason. Who wants that? Nobody.
Free range popcorn?
No, ranch popcorn.
Yeah, like it's on the ranch. Like it's free range popcorn.
Come on down and get yourself some popcorn. Shang-Chi apparently is the barometer. If it doesn't do well in the theaters, they will not release Eternals this year.
Why do they expect Eternals to be better later? Or
I don't know. That was one of the things that they were saying. There's an internal memo that says that they may push back Eternals to next year if Shang-Chi doesn't do well.
I think the talks were that if it doesn't do well, they'll push it back because the numbers for Black Widow they thought could have been higher if they released it in theaters. Because they don't have any metrics for this. But people, they're suspecting people are just, paying each other like some nominal fee and all gathering at one place to watch it or something.
So maybe they may say, you know what, 45 days is not enough. We're going to move it to 90 days or 60 days.
So then we're just back to what it was before.
Yeah.
No, because you don't have to wait 6 months for it to go onto DVD or Blu-ray.
What's that?
What are those?
Exactly.
What are those archaic devices?
All right, and then I have 3 questions for you guys. Rank on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mary
interest
Bang
level.
Kill?
No.
No.
Matrix 4, Matrix Resurrection, ranking from 1 to 1 is not interested at all, and 10 extremely interested. Ben.
6.
Stu?
It depends. Are they going to switch back to the Wachowski brothers to do it?
Actually, it's only one Wachowski.
Oh, well then, it's probably not going to be as good then.
You said 5. It's half as good.
Yeah. Well, wait. Is it going to be? What's it going to be? Is it going to be Keanu Reeves again, or no? Or no?
I believe I don't know. I the poster I saw that when they announced the name for it, he's in it for some reason. So I'm not sure how he's involved.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is not in it. Carrie Ann Moss is in it.
But is it like? Are they central to the story, or are they trying to bring up some up and comer whippersnapper to? I'm
gonna assume it's vital to this
or it's
essential.
If people are reprising their roles, then I'm interested.
They're bringing him back to life. I mean, they wouldn't say resurrection.
You don't know what's getting resurrected. What happens if the machines are getting, or not the machines? Agent Smith is getting resurrected. Who knows?
Jaden Smith.
As long as not Jaden Smith, Agent Smith. God damn,
Jaden Smith.
Are you drunk?
Getting resurrected.
No, Jaden Smith.
Oh no! Look out! It's Will Smith.
All right. Scale of 1 to 10. Interest in seeing Ed Norton coming back as Hulk because of the multiverse.
I don't know. unless they do like I don't know. I feel like that ship has sailed.
Okay. Ben, same thing.
0.
Okay. Office reboot.
Reboot?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, no.
What if it includes Michael Scott comes back
as as he comes back for like an episode, or like what they did in Scrubs, where it's like, hey, look, all your favorite Scrub characters are back for the first episode, and they're gone.
I'm hoping it's not that, but they said.
I mean, if it's like a continuation, where like if they bring, what's his name? Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Oh my god, what is his name? I should know this. Fuck. Rainn Wilson. If they bring Rainn Wilson back and he's like, it's continuing where he's the manager now, then I'm cool. Then okay, I'll give it a chance.
Okay. All right. So a tentative interest if the stars align.
But if it's trying to like reboot it with all different characters and stuff, then I don't know.
Colin Farrell.
What?
No, just say he plays Michael Scott.
Oh.
Why would?
That seems like it would be an actual episode of the original Office where they're like interviewing for new managers, and he comes in.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns about the box office? Any of this stuff you guys want to talk about?
there was some news that dropped today I would like to discuss.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but the leak for the Resident Evil movie, leaks came out regarding it.
Leaks?
Like picture, I guess it was like pictures of
Yeah,
of like the production or something.
like the 3 photos,
Welcome
right?
to Raccoon
Yeah,
City.
yeah. The 3 Welcome to Raccoon City.
What was it? It was like Chris, Jill, and
It was a couple different characters.
I know one of them was like one of the zombies or one of the creatures inside.
Yeah,
the
one
house.
of the creatures. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Resident Evil is pretty. I hold a very special place for it in my heart. The video games, at least. And I feel just like with everything, Hollywood's just fucking it up once again.
No, but everybody wants to see the story of Wesker's daughters.
No, this is separate. This is different from that.
No,
That's the show. That's I think that's the series. This is a movie. But I just going through looking at the images that were leaked. I don't know. It's just there's so many things wrong with I feel with a lot of what was shown, even though it's just a couple pictures. Like first off, I don't know, David, did you follow this at all?
I saw a little bit of it, but I figured you would tell me when it would be important to pay attention to it.
Well, so far it doesn't seem very important to me because for I don't know how familiar you guys are with the characters, but so they showed Leon, they showed Claire, they showed Chris, they showed Jill, they showed Wesker, and for the deep Resident Evil fans, they also showed Richard for some reason. But anyways, my gripes are, and I made a list out of this because it bothered me to the point where I had to make a list.
Wow.
So whoever casted the movie clearly confused Leon with Carlos. Because he looks nothing like Leon. Not even close, not even in the ballpark.
That's true. What's with the mustache?
If you look at a picture of Carlos, you think that was Carlos. Also, his cost it also looks very low budget. Leon's costume looked like it doesn't fit him right. Also, the guns Leon and Claire are holding are not accurate. Claire looks like she's 40 years old when she's supposed to be like the younger sister of Chris, who's like 30 in the movie in that period. Wesker also is too young looking, and his hair, like, they didn't even bother trying to get the hair right or the sunglasses.
How do you feel about the casting for Chris Redfield?
Well, let me get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Wesker, they showed Richard instead of Barry. There's no Barry at all. They showed Richard, who nobody gives a shit about Richard. Jill, once again, not even close. And also Wesker and Jill's costumes, not even close. And everyone in the picture at the mansion, everyone's got like submachine guns. And that like completely defeats the purpose of like the horror element from those games. The whole point was that you didn't have that kind of stuff. But yeah, the only thing I think they got fairly well was Chris in that one little picture of him.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I would have preferred Nathan Fillion.
And he's too old.
Oh. Well, for Leon, how would you have felt if I had suggested Tom Felton instead? The guy who played Draco Malfoy?
Tom Felton.
He could pass as a Leon, right?
I don't know. He also might be too old by now.
You know,
how old are they supposed to be? Like in their like late 20s or something?
Leon,
like that?
they should probably be at the no younger than like 25 and no older, except for Wesker and Barry, than like 35.
You know, at this point, I feel like it's pretty hard to gauge how good the show will be, how bad it'll be, just based off of a few pictures. Like, for instance, like this is a Netflix show, right?
No, this is a movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
The Netflix show's a completely separate thing.
That's the one about Wesker and his daughters. And
I was just saying because I was saying that this is going to lead up to that. I don't know how they're related at all.
So not even related. This is like the actual horror centric reboot of the movie, right?
Yeah,
this
is
the one
supposed to be like the more closer to the game than the actual movie franchise was.
Okay, so this is kind of like, what is James Wan is on this or something? I can't remember.
Hey, Lily Gao plays
That would have been
Ada
good,
Wong.
I think, if that were the case. But
I can't remember. I think there might have been someone attached to it from like a horror movie standpoint, but I can't remember.
Neil McDonough.
Neil McDonough?
Mhm.
Don't know that. But at this point, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air for me. I saw the pictures. Like, I get your gripes, Stu, but it's like you said, it's just a bunch of pictures. Who knows? Who knows how to be in like?
And when he's right, Stu gets to beat you over the head with a bucket of popcorn.
But even just the pictures do not look like the picture of Leon and Claire looks like
Carlos.
a really cheap cosplay, which is really kind of sad.
Why do you think it's so hard for them to make a proper representation of Resident Evil? I mean, Mila, what's her last name?
Jovovich.
Yeah, she's done what, 4 of these?
I think there's like 6.
5. Resident Evil, Final Chapter, Afterlife, Retribution, Extinction.
There's way too many. I'll say
Monster
that much.
Hunter doesn't count.
It's the Capcom cinematic universe, though.
But I could see. I've seen all of the other ones, and I'm just like, I understand what you're going for, but for some reason, you guys have so much of a budget. Why can't you just do a proper one time? So, what do you think it is that makes it so difficult for them to be able to kind of nail the feel?
I think the people who work on it don't care. It's
So
just
then why
like
make
it's
it in
just
the
like a
first
job
place?
to them. They don't actually care about the project. Kind of like how we're talking about like Mandalorian with like Jon Favreau, where like and what's his name, Dave Filoni, where like if like you can tell someone cares about the thing
then
they're
it's done
creating,
properly.
the subject matter that they're creating, versus someone who's just showing up to do a job. I think that's what it is. I just think people don't care. The people who work on it, at least.
Yeah, but do you think? Well, I mean, none of the other ones really did that well in general, right?
Well,
In terms of, like,
don't even
box
get me
office?
started on the other movies. Those are only Resident Evil movies in name.
I'm pretty sure you have no interest in talking about Reminiscence, so I'll let you get on
No,
your soapbox.
I
if
could
you'd
talk
like.
about Reminiscence.
Okay, all right.
I just wanted to air my grievances.
Well, they've been aired thoroughly, I feel, but I'm sure there'll be more stuff that gets leaked. I mean, like Spider-Man: No Way Home. Also, there was a leak. Came out a couple weeks ago, like last week. But yeah, okay. All right, let's move over to the movie of the week this week, which is Reminiscence. I will save you guys from trying to do a synopsis, and I will do it. So, you're going on a journey.
Oh God.
A journey through movies. Your destinations are scenes and quotes you've experienced before. This has been done better. This has been done before. Just remember that. Reminiscence. Okay. Stu, thoughts on Reminiscence?
Well, from what we talked about previously, how I think myself and Letty had similar hopes when we saw the poster for it, and then were severely disappointed when we saw the trailer. Is that about right, Ben?
Yep, that is correct.
Yep. So yeah, knowing that was my disappointment, I was going into the movie with holding that disappointment already. But as you know, after watching it, I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, especially since I was hoping for like some kind of like noir gangster, kind of crime movie, which I guess it kind of was, but not in that vein. So it was better than I thought it was going to be, especially given the fact that I thought it was going to be something completely different. So I give it like a 7.
Okay. Ben, you?
I think what's really frustrating about this movie is that it had a really cool idea. And, like Stu, I came in here with very low expectations just based off of the poster and that one trailer that I've seen, So I already had low expectations. So this movie had a really cool idea, like a really cool setting, like really great actors and actresses. And it somehow fucking shits itself on this 2-hour trip down memory lane. Like watching this movie is like asking mom for Inception, Blade Runner, or Looper, and she tells you that you have all those
We
movies
have
at
this.
home. Watching this movie is like being a 2021 Brooklyn Nets fan. You got Kyrie, you got KD, you got Harden, also you got Blake Griffin, you got DeAndre Jordan. You really have God himself on your team, and they still can't deliver. Watching this movie is like you're playing Russian roulette with a 6-shooter, and
How
a
many more
dude
of these
tells
you got?
you if you win, you get $1 billion. There's only you playing though, and there's no bullets in the fucking gun.
Or
And yet
there's 6 bullets in it.
you drive over to Big Five to get the bullets, and the clerk tells you they're out. You say no problem. You drive to 5 other Big Fives in a 50-mile radius, only to find out there's a supply issue.
I mean, there is a supply issue right
You
now.
then decide to go online and try to buy some there, and guess what? It's a worldwide shortage.
It's illegal in California, by
You
the way.
then take it upon yourself to look up a YouTube video made by a 12-year-old on Windows Movie Maker about how to make a bullet. You make 6 bullets for God knows why, load the gun, jam it all the way up your ass, pull the trigger, hit your lung, and suffocate on your own blood as you slowly die out.
Jeez.
That's how I felt watching this movie.
Ben has very visceral experiences watching movies.
I
Like,
do. It really hits me in my lung, up my asshole with that one
I
bullet
thought I was
made.
worried about watching like scary movies, keeping me up at night and stuff like that. Like Ben
Ben has
puts
these
himself
violent,
all the way
like-
in
like
all the way.
violent reactions to movies when he watches them.
All right, what is the score?
I give it a 3.
Ben has been really hard
Ben's
on a
brutal.
lot of movies.
There's
Now
just no,
let's talk about Speed
there's
Racer.
just no pleasing him.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
Apparently
Speed
it had-
Racer.
Why can't every movie just be Speed Racer?
Also, Warner Brothers, how come you release this, but you don't release the 4K version of Speed Racer?
Because they're remastering it. They're remastering it.
Right before Matrix 4, right? Right?
Actually, it's going to have Speed Racer in Matrix 4. They're
Dude, if they-
resurrecting Speed Racer.
Oh. Oh.
Well, everybody, we're going to take a break. 'cause
Ben
go
needs to clean himself up.
Clean up on aisle Ben.
All up aisle, man.
Well, I mean, based on that description alone, I would have thought he would rate this lower than Star Wars, but apparently not.
No, then you can't go any lower than that.
I was gonna say, like, it wasn't that bad. Come on.
It wasn't bad Star Wars. Thank God.
I don't know. Adam Driver's in it.
Adam Driver can't carry everything on those massive pecs.
He can if it's Rambo. All right. For me, I think I was the opposite. I didn't have a lot of like low, but I was actually kind of excited to see this movie just because I.
Oh, really?
I'm serious. But then you guys started talking about how disappointed you guys were just based on like what you think the movie was based off of. So I think going in, I probably would have expected probably like a movie that'd be like a 7 or an 8. But after watching it, I was really disappointed when I got to the end. I was like, wow, that's the decision that they made. That's the direction that they went. I definitely didn't go to a bunch of Big Fives looking for bullets. Like men. I just sat in my own filth at home after watching it and went, yeah, I made the decision to pick this movie. It's like I stuck my nose in it, right? And I was like, you remember your lesson again. No.
Bad David.
Went outside. I don't even subscribe to a newspaper, and I subscribe to the
I got an LA Times subscription just so I could whap myself in the nose with it.
I stole my neighbor's paper just to whack myself in the nose and then give it back. So for me, like Ben, a lot of really good ideas, and I think it fell flat because eventually, halfway through the movie, they went, "All right, we've gotten this far. We've established this premise. Where do we take it? How do we end this movie in under 2.5 hours?" Right? But they spend like 2 hours pretty much doing that, and they're like, "All right, we got to wrap this up." And I was like, "Great." And so for me, I think if I were to rate the first half of the movie, probably about a 7. But then the way it gets wrapped up and ended, I was just like, that was really, it left a lot of things to be desired. So for me, it's like a 4.
Total 4?
For this one. Yeah.
Wow. That's weird
It's just-
because
Yeah.
I must experience movies in a different plane of existence because I actually liked how it ended. So
Okay,
I don't know. To me, it felt like a cop out, like just any of that way.
I think it ended pretty well for me. Without going into spoilers, I think the ending itself was good, but everything leading up to that did not really justify it. I think it was like a cool idea to have, and it felt like the whoever produced this movie, whoever made it, said, "Okay, that's a cool ending. How do we get there?"
how do we
Oh,
now? We just need to work backwards.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we got Hugh Jackman, we got what's her name, Rebecca Ferguson. They're making out something about Eurydice and what an Orpheus. How do we do it? How do we do it? Oh wait, oops, that's a spoiler. But it's okay because you could just watch it in the Reminiscence, and you just. But yeah, I do think like it was a interesting idea for an ending. You know, there was that. Can we just jump into spoilers or?
Yeah,
we can do it.
Just do
Okay.
it.
Just do it.
Yeah, like the climax of the movie where he finds out what happens to Rebecca Ferguson. I thought that was a cool idea. I just think, like I said, with the ending, nothing leading up to that really justified it. Or, you know, it could have been so much better had there been like, you know, a build up to it. Rebecca Ferguson was in the movie for maybe like 5-10 minutes with Hugh Jackman, and then she disappears, and then it was really hard for me as an audience member not knowing like what this movie is about to kind of justify me caring about like, oh yeah, I really want Hugh Jackman to find this lady. You know, it's just like, no, she's just some random girl that just showed up, is like, oh, I lost my keys, let's fuck. You know. Like that was
what's wrong? What's wrong with that?
I was gonna say, I'm on board with you. Get him, Stu.
Well, when you put it that way. But yeah, I don't know. It was like,
Hey, the world's ending. Let's just bang, all right?
but the world didn't even end. So
That's why you got to wait for Reminiscence 2.
Reminisce.
The reminiscencing.
Like, I felt like it was like a whole bunch of cool ideas and cool characters, and they half-assed all of them. Not even just one of them, like literally all of them. You had the cool partner, and she had like some drinking problem. And if they didn't like verbally say it, I would have never gotten that idea that she was an alcoholic or anything. It's like, you were drunk, weren't you? It was just like, she was. You know, it was just like, what?
She's a really functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, they had some like fight scenes and everything, which were also extremely half-assed. They had some chase scenes half-assed. Like everything in it was just really, really half-assed. And I have to say, the settings, unfortunately, were really half-assed. Like the overarching shots and like the establishing shots for everything were really cool. You know, everything sunk in.
Yeah, Miami underwater.
Yeah, you got Miami underwater. Let's go inside and see what these buildings look. Oh, it just looks like a regular building. Oh, there's water on the floor. You know, this is the distant future, and it just looks like a wet building inside. That's cool. Oh, it's a noir movie. Let's hear that sweet like jazz
you want,
or
like,
something.
Crustaceans growing out of the walls or something?
I don't know, cyber crustaceans. I don't know. Like,
you want him
the
to look
future.
like the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, where he's got
Hey,
tentacles
that'd be
all over
fucking
him?
cool.
Jones locker to you.
Hey, that guy looked cool. I don't care what you say. He looked great.
Nobody's
in the movie
disputing that the guy from Pirates was cool. All right.
From Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he was in
Man,
Kingdom
stop.
Hearts. But like the music, I felt was really, really just hit and miss. Not even hit and miss, just mostly miss.
I thought it was pretty good.
I could
It
not.
set the scene. I felt like the ambience was right, but like kind of like you were saying, right? Like a bunch of really good ideas, and it just kind of like for me, it just kind of like ended. So I can't wait for the Zack Snyder cut.
That is pretty. I do want to point out this one particular scene that I actually almost had to stop the movie because of like how hard I was laughing. It was the first shootout scene with what was his name? That one,
The
guy,
one, the big
John
bad,
or
like the
whatever.
big crime boss guy.
the crime boss guy that was like halfway through the movie. That
Asian
guy,
guy?
right? There was this. They're having the shootout, right? And I guess he had a bartender working there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta load up." And like, let's do this slow-mo shot of her jumping through the air, like shooting. and I think she just gets killed like right then and there because she never shows up again. It's just like, what the fuck was that for?
Establishing shot.
Establishing shot of a useless character that gets shot in midair.
Welcome back. All right. Any other thoughts on Reminiscence? But yeah, I was kind of expecting something along the lines like Assassin's Creed, where he needed to like steal somebody else's memory or something like that.
Well, then it would have just been straight up Inception.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we have Inception at home.
Yeah.
We just have it at home. It's better at home. Yeah, I thought that they were just going to take that and just kind of spin it a little bit and just instead of Leonardo DiCaprio, it's Hugh Jackman. But no, I don't think so. All right, guys. Any other thoughts before we go and wrap this one up for this episode?
Yeah, I got one last question.
What?
Yeah, nobody cares. All right, move on.
How much do you think Hugh Jackman bathwater costs?
Yeah.
He's been sitting there for years. It's just fermenting.
I mean, does he still go to the bathroom? Is she there cleaning up his
I
poop?
don't know.
I think it just gets recycled. Eat recycled food.
Does that work?
Maybe.
Can you eat your own shit and just survive?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if you
it
like
works that
filter
way.
out all the bad stuff.
Well, I guess if you're 50, like I don't know, thousands years in the future, you can do it.
I think maybe what might like because it was called like the Sunken City or whatever, right? In the movie. I think it would have been cool if it would have turned into an H.P. Lovecraft movie.
Oh,
because that's part of H.P. Lovecraft lore.
The Sunken City?
Yeah. That's where Cthulhu lives.
Who?
Cthulhu.
But anyways.
Okay. All right, well, we're wrapping this one up. All right, guys, join us next week as we review Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, depends on whoever you ask. Doesn't really matter. As always, I have been your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And
don't
I'm
forget.
Ben?
Shut up.
I'm Ben. I'm Ben.
You didn't bring him popcorn.
Well,
it wasn't. Well, in Ben's defense, not that I would rush to his defense. I didn't ask Ben to get popcorn.
But I can't say that to Keith because Keith's not here.
No. Actually, Keith told me that, hey, Stu wants popcorn when we were getting the popcorn.
So you just got yourself popcorn.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's a really good idea. All right, guys, don't forget to check us out wherever you're getting your podcasts. We're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Also, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dos1/2 Cincos. Don't forget to tip your Reiki Masters. Stay safe out there, and we will check you guys on the next one, guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.